Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, John. Hello to you if you're watching afterwards as well, because I know a lot of people do watch this after the event. Um, how are you, John? Are you doing okay? Hello, Maren. Lovely to see you too. You did make it home. How awesome. And hello, Mandy. That's great. So, so we are sitting here um, in the Rostock area of Germany, just about to cross tomorrow. We're going to cross on the ferry into Denmark. And we've just been sitting just prior to coming on live here. We've just been watching the news. Hello, Karen A. We've been watching the news in the UK, and the news, I don't know whether any of you were watching it, but it's all about the oncoming heat wave that the UK needs to prepare for, and obviously over in all of southern Europe. Well, okay, it's raining here, just to let you know. I'm sitting here looking at the cloudy sky with raindrops dripping down the window. Hot and humid. Well, John, that's rough. Humph is all I can say. 38 degrees in Rome. Oh, well, I know. Okay, I get it, guys. I get it. Karen A is saying, don't be jealous, it's too hot and sticky. Maren is saying it's 38 degrees today in Rome. I get that. John is saying, please send the rain. There you are, John. Off to you. Blowing it in your direction. I mean, okay, I know hot and sticky isn't fun, but I gotta tell you, I mean, grey skies and drizzle. Nah, that's not fun either. So, and what made it even harsher was actually it's been quite nice all day, and I've been sat in the bus working all day doing readings and doing things and, working. And we said, right, 4 o'clock, clear the diary, we're going out. And the minute, the minute I venture outside the bus, after sitting here all day with the fan on, the sky clouds over, the wind kicks up, summer's gone. I don't know. It's okay. It'll be fine. It's just quite funny watching the news and seeing everything um, over in Northern Europe. They were saying, what did they said? They said so France, Spain, Portugal, and Italy. Not once did they mention Germany or Denmark or Sweden. Not once. And the UK, mentioned the UK as well. Hello, Tracy. Lovely to see you. So, yes. Oh, well. I mean, as Jeff said, um, it would be impossible in Gus the Bus. I mean, to be fair, Gus the Bus is like a greenhouse on wheels. So it's a very cool bus, but there are only a few opening windows. So because it's a minibus, okay, so it's all windows all the way round, and we have one opening window, half a window on the driver's side, which allows the driver to open the window and go, yes, hello, can I help you? The bus door opens or closes, and we have a top box which goes up 2 inches, or we can open the back doors. None of the other windows open, none of them. So this bus has been designed weirdly with very, very little ventilation. So what we've got in effect is a greenhouse. We were in Portugal last year, in Aramante, and it was getting really hot. When was it? It was June, and we were parked in a car park that had literally no trees. It was fantastic park up, was completely free. It's a beautiful river walk. It was absolutely lovely, except there was no shade whatsoever. None. And we went off to lunch with some YouTube friends, and we came back to the bus. When we opened the bus door, it was like, whoa, the heat just sort of hit us. And when I had a look at the thermometer just inside the door, it was over 40 inside the bus, and it was not possible for us to even come in the bus because we had Flynn with us and everything. We had to literally go, okay, we need to go off and come back once the sun has come down, because it just wasn't possible. So, and we were going to stay in Aramanti, and we weren't able to. We came back that night and left early the next morning because we had to go because the heat was just too extreme. So yes, I get it. Still, why can't we have a happy medium? That's what we need. I remember talking to a woman I met in Nashville many years ago, about 25 years ago. She said, what we all need is a nice 75. That's what we need, and it's 75. 75 is perfect. We love 75. I'd be very happy if we just sort of walked through the day at 75. Anyway, weather is on my mind, as you can see. Okay, I'm not jealous, Karen. I just don't want the rain. If I'm honest, I can do without the rain. I do really need the blue skies. Okay, so let's get going then. I've got some messages from WhatsApp, a couple from email as well. Devansha, hello Devansha, very nice to see you. What's coming towards you? Sunshine, Devansha. Sunshine is coming towards you. Don't need a tarot reading to tell you that. Last night it rained a little during the run. I didn't complain. Well, bless you. That was just the powers that be calling you down, little John. Go and look at John working so hard running there. Let's just send him a few drops just to cool him down there. All right. Okay, so let's take a card from Devansha. So shoot them at me, guys, if you have questions. If you want me to draw a card for you, I will. I know last week we did the whole thing of letting tarot ask the question. If you'd like me to do that for you tonight, let me know. I will. Let me see. Okay, so let's draw a card for Devansha. What do we need to know? So, Karen, you've nearly finished the painting you were struggling with. Oh, that's awesome, Karen. Isn't that lovely? Tarot was encouraging to you, and that's fantastic. Karen has nearly. We did a reading for Karen last week. It was all about how she needed to take action on her creativity. She's nearly finished the painting. That's great. Yes, John. Let's put John front and stage. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, John. Thank you. Really appreciate that. That's perfect. Okay. Maren would like to do what we did last week. Okay. All right. So let's crack on. All right. So we're doing Devansha first. All right. And what is coming towards me? I always struggle a little bit with that. If I'm honest, as a question, it sounds vaguely threatening, doesn't it? What's coming towards me? It sounds like an oncoming train or a hurricane or a typhoon. I think we could perhaps ask that in, I don't know, in a different language. Um, what shall I ask? So, what is coming towards me? So, okay, what will define the next period for Devantia? And Mandy as well. We'll do Mandy next. So, what will define the next period for Devantia? Let's have a look. Oh, that's really nice. So, look, Devantia, you've got the star. Isn't that nice? So, the star is a time when you feel better, when it feels like things are moving in the right direction again, and it's a time when things just feel more hopeful, and it just feels like everything's coming together in a way that you can, in a way that just feels like it's going in the way you want it to go. That's really nice. So it's asking you, when we get the star, it's asking you to really be guided by your intuition. And the star we always see as being a guiding light, don't we? It's not a destination. It's part of a process. And often it's sort of like the beginning of a process. It's the beginning of a new process where we feel more able to be guided, where we feel more able to trust, we feel more able to sort of gather ourselves and and feel that we're on the path now. That's really nice, Devantia. Very nice. Very positive card. We like that. Let's ask the same question for Mandy Gregory. So Mandy, again, what's coming towards me? So let's ask what is going to define Mandy's next period. Okay, what's going to define Mandy's next period? Okay. Well, the Knight of Cups. Well, that's really good as well. That's very nice. We're starting off tonight in very positive fashion. That's very good. So the Knight of Cups is where we are on a mission and we are being powered by our heart, by our bliss, by what feels good, by our romantic vision. So this is a good time, Mandy, for you to follow that trope, follow your heart, follow your dream, if you like. It's a very romantic card, isn't it? And it's very important that you take action, right? Because it's almost like a window of opportunity. It's the right time to start pushing forward to whatever that means to you. So follow your bliss, follow your heart, follow whatever your vocation is, or whatever you think is going to make you happy, right? Your idealistic vision of what you want your future to be. This is coming towards you. This is what you need to be aware of. Now, while it always comes with a teeny tiny warning about being too in love with love or a bit too idealistic, I do think it is really important to know that you need to be powered by what you think will make you happy. You're powered by your happiness, right? That's really important. You're powered by your happiness because that's the mission you're on. So you can work it out as you go, but now's definitely the time for action. We like that. It's very good. That's not bad, is it, Mandy? We like that. We really do. Okay. Is John my PR agent? Well, I don't know, but he should be, Karen, shouldn't he? John should be my PR agent. Certainly. I think I think I'll have my people talk to his people, and we'll see if we can come up with some kind of a fortuitous deal. Perfect. Okay. What have we got here? We've got, Marin. Okay, lovely. Marin. Okay, so Marin wants to do what we did last week. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a card that allows Tarot to ask the question. Okay. Okay. Marin is... Right. Okay, Tarot. What is the question we should ask on Marin's behalf? Well, that's an easy one, Marin, isn't it? Eh? What do you want? In a way, it kind of leans in to the Knight of Cups that we just had. What do you want? What will make you happy? So the question is, what will make you happy? Now, as we have discussed, in Tarot Learning Land, the 9 is always our personal experience of the maximum potential of the suit. Right? Remember that? The 9 is our personal experience of the maximum potential of the suit. And so this asks you, if this is the maximum potential is 10 and this is the 9, what is your version, Marin, of the 10? And so that's the question. So what's the answer? Sneaky. So the answer is that you have to go back to school, Marin, and you have to learn about that all over again. Because this is the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is, of course, the archetypal student. And the Page of Pentacles learns by doing, right? He doesn't learn academically, he learns by doing, because he's halfway between a page and a knight. So he's the one who has experiences which then kind of show him what he needs to know. So in order to know what's going to make you happy, you're going to have to go in and sample some goods. So, which means having some non-serious relationships, and basically, I think this is what, because it's the nine of Cups, right? So it's gratification, it's pleasure, it's personal happiness, and this is saying you have to relearn that. So you have to relearn about your happiness. You have to relearn about what's making you happy. In order to do that, you have to do it by taking action. Well, if I was a doctor and that was my prescription, Marin, that wouldn't be too bad, would it? Really? You've just got to go and kiss some frogs. Here and there. That's quite a thing, isn't it? How do you feel about that, Darren? As a reading, that's a little out there, isn't it? Hmm. Excuse me while I sip my tea. It is very interesting, Maren. I agree. But fitting. Okay. Well, I look forward to hearing dispatches from the front line, Maren. Sounds interesting. Hello, Raj. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Tracy. Okay, you'll take a what's coming towards me in the next period. Okay, let's do that then. This is for Tracy. All right. What should Tracy prepare for her next period? What would define? What would define? We don't want to say prepare for, because prepare for makes it sound like a bit of a, threat, doesn't it? Prepare. No. What will define Tracy's next period? Ooh, that's nice. We like the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands for me is only second favourite to the Queen of Wands. So we really like the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is quite exciting, isn't it? So it's a page, it's very curious, very future focused, but also quite zhizhy. It's quite sort of lit up. As you can see on this version of the Page of Wands, we have this young person and we have two sparklers, because the sparklers are exciting, aren't they? And they're fun and they're sparkly, but they're also be a little bit careful with them. So what we're doing is, so he's like a student of fire, a student of exciting creativity. Just like, what can I make happen? And there is a phrase that I always use when this comes up in a reading, as a phrase that I always use. And I think it sums up the Page of Wands beautifully, right? When you see the Page of Wands, there are only two words, I think, that you need to remember. Those two words are, could I? Could I? And it has to be accompanied by this face. Which is slightly, but also quite excited. So you have to practice that face in front of the mirror. Okay, so could I? It's a little bit of a manageable risk, but it's exciting, and it's like, what can I make happen, which is going to light me up, right? Which is going to make me feel engaged and slightly challenged. Like, oh, it's a little bit of a reach, but not an enormous reach. It doesn't feel stressful. It just feels like the next exciting stage. We like that. I think that's a rather superb little card for you. I would be very happy if that was mine. Very happy. We like that. Oops, why is that not working? Oh well. Let's get rid of that. Oh, how odd. Hold on a minute. My keyboard has frozen. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yes, Tracy, I like it too. Okay, that was weird. So my internet just went click. I wonder why I wasn't responding. I hope I'm still here for everybody. But that was very odd. Okay, so great. That was worrying, wasn't it? Okay, what have we got? Sharon Wood. Sharon, I've seen you before. You're not new. I've seen you lots of times. I remember that gorgeous hat. You always look like you're something out of My Fair Lady, or sort of spending time at Goodwood or Ascot. Okay, Sharon wants a card. Okay, so we'll ask the same thing for Sharon, shall we? We'll say, what does Sharon, what is going to define Sharon's next period? So we'll do the same thing. Okay, what is going to define Sharon's next period? Ooh. The Wheel of Fortune. So, interesting, Sharon. It's a big card. And what it tells you is that there is change afoot. Because the Wheel of Fortune is talking about circumstantial changes. And those changes are not under your control. It isn't the sort of change that comes with the Death card or the Tower card. It isn't that. What it is it's almost like this thing. It's seen in more sort of predictive gypsy type readings as like the hand of fate. So what goes up must come down. So as it is now, it will not be. That would be your guiding phrase for this card. As it is now, it will not be. So circumstances around you are changing, and it's moving you into the next chapter. And it always reminds me the Wheel of Fortune, which on this deck is a roulette wheel because all bets are off, right? So it tells you there is a degree of randomness and unforeseen. So this is not planned. It's something that just shifts. And I don't know whether any of you have ever seen a turning circle on a train track. So when a train when they're going to move a train to a new line, and it's not just points, it goes up to what's called a turning circle, and the train goes onto the turning circle, and then they turn the whole thing, and the train goes off in a completely different direction. It just gives them more flexibility as to the different directions the train can go. And it's very similar to the Wheel of Fortune. It's like you're on a new path now. You're on a new track. So this is what's happening, Sharon. It looks to me like you're going to be at the beginning of a new chapter. It is neither good nor bad. It just is different. If things have been markedly positive, you may see a period which appears less so. If things have been markedly less positive and a bit of a struggle, you may see a period which appears more positive, and it's like your next stage. So there is a big part of random though in this. So anyway, that's all right. That's good. I hope that's good. I think it's okay. All right. Hello, Raj. What else do we have? So let me just scroll up. 1 second. right. So Raj, I'm sorry, Raj, that you don't have time. I can't do things quicker. If you don't have time, type your question in the chat and I will answer it, and then you can watch it back when you do have time. So there you go. It's not a one-hit deal. I'll answer your question, then you can watch it back when you can be relaxed. So what is your question, Raj? I'm not sure that I saw a question here. Did I? I don't think I did. If you have a question, Raj, just a specific question, type it in. And if not, I'll take you a card, and I'll just take you a guidance phrase, a guidance card. That can be your card. Tracy, that's pretty much my face. Perfect. Like that face. That's a good face. Excellent. All right. So Raj, I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes to come up with a specific question, or else I'm going to take you a randomized card. We have Stephanie here. Can I have a message from the guides? You can, Stephanie, of course. Okay. Right. Okay. What is Stephanie's message from her guides? Strength, Stephanie. So now is the time for you to endure. And this is an important card, and this card differs from the original Rider-Waite version a little. So this is asking you to be strong for the right reasons. And it's something I always say when this card comes up, because it is actually quite important, Stephanie. So the thing is, as you see, this is the magician, right, in the tarot story. And the magician is standing on higher ground, and he is being buffeted by an energetic storm all around him, right? But is he bothered? No, he's not. He's standing his ground, and he's looking pretty badass, and he is completely in alignment with his goal, or with his reason, or with his why. He is in alignment with his why. And that's really important. You have to know your why. You have to be strong, but you have to know why. Because if you don't know why, you can't endure. And strength is all about being able to withstand some discomfort. And your guides are telling you that now is the time to be strong. Again, for the right reasons, right? Now is not the time to change anything. Now is not the time to really do anything. Just tough it through, right? That's your message. They want you to hang on in there. And even if it doesn't feel comfortable, it's important that, you know, that you do until you reach the next phase. All right, Stephanie? I hope that makes some sense to you. There we go. Yes, John, I am back. And yes, I did have the internet. I did. It was indeed not. This is the trouble with being on the road. Very occasionally things blip out. It's pretty reliable, to be honest with you. It's considering what we ask of it. Actually, the system works very well. So it's good. Well, it has to, because I wouldn't be able to do my work otherwise. Okay. Good, Stephanie. I'm glad that makes sense. That's exactly what you're living. So, Stephanie, if that's what you're living, then I think what you need to know is that you're in the right place doing the right thing right now. It doesn't mean that it's forever. It just means it's right now. And that's okay. It may not feel great, but that's okay. Okay. Good. You can, John. I will do that. We're going to do one for Karen. Can I have a guidance expectation card for the next few months? Okay, so what is Karen's guidance around the next few months? How should Karen approach the next few months for the absolute best outcome? Let's see. So we have the Page of Pentacles. So we have our student thing back again. And what your guides, if this is guidance from your guides over the next few months, it's going to be telling you, Karen, that learning is really important. And learning with passion and learning because because it makes you happy. So the Page of Pentacles thing is that he learns by doing, and he learns by experience, and he learns by taking action. Even though he's reading, he's studying, but it's like he's at university. Okay, so he's doing practical field trips, and it's like he's learning at a slightly higher level. He's not just a kid at school learning by rote. He's not. He's learning at a higher level, and he's learning because he wants to learn about that Pentacles thing. He wants to learn about what's going to make life better. He wants to learn about how to create things of value in life, things that will grow and add value to life. Okay, not just about work and money. We're not doing that. Not on my watch. We're not. This is bigger. Pentacles are bigger than work and money. Things that add value, that can grow into something of worth in your life. Really important. So you do that by having experiences. That's quite nice, actually, Karen. I like that. That's really good. I hope that makes some sense. You have to do a course or something, Karen, but you're just going to be a student. That would be all right. That would fit with that, I think. Really embrace the student thing. It's actually really empowering to do that, to go back to being a student as an adult. I forgive me muttering. I went and did a stand-up comedy course when I was in my mid-50s, and it was terrifying. It was awful. I can't say it. It's just a terrifying thing. And I've been on stage a lot, but stand-up comedy, man, that was a big leap. And the only way I could do it, and then went on to do stand-up comedy, the only way I could do it is to give myself permission to be a complete beginner and to just be a student, to just not have any ego about it. And I always think that's very much the Page of Pentacles. You just learn by experience, and you learn by doing it. So I think it's really good to do that. It's really good to learn because of the passion and stuff. Well, Yes. Well, Maren, it is, but as with all things, there is a way of doing it, right? Of course, it's brave, but anything you do that requires you to learn something new and then do it is brave. So, yes, you know, but you're not going out. You're going out with you learn, and then you put into practice what you've learned, and then you've realized you're a bit crap, and then you have to learn better. And that's how you learn. It's very good. It's very good for the ego. It's very because you have no ego, basically. You end up with no ego at all, which is actually quite. It's good. It's very humbling, but it's very empowering. Excellent. Okay. What do we have? We have John. John is next. Can I have a card pulled in the same style as last week? You can, John. So what is John's question? Let's ask. What is John's question? So this is where we're going to allow Tarot to ask the question. So Tarot, I'm going to draw a card, and then we're going to work out what the question is in the card. So let's ask. Oh, John, just a continuation from next week, isn't it? So it's asking you about your relationship with your intuition, isn't it? What do you feel? Do you trust? Do you trust your intuition? I think so. Let's look at this. Do you trust your intuition? But it's not saying what about. So let's ask what about. Right? This is a card about your intuitive confidence, and let's ask towards what are we going to angle that. Okay, so what is the answer to what John should apply his intuition to? Because that card says follow your intuition. So what is it talking about? Let's ask. What is it talking about? Oh, the Page of Cups, John. Spiritual student. So, I mean, I know we did this last week, didn't we? You got the same message. You literally had the same message last week. That is remarkable. And so obviously, John, your guys in your spirit team are not quite feeling that you got it yet. So they're telling you you've got to learn about your intuition. You've got to learn what's going on with you intuitively, how to build intuitive confidence. Now, it's interesting, isn't it? Because when we look at this card, we look at, and here's where I think, it's just me taking a leap here, John. This is where I think, what I think this card is talking about. The High Priestess, we can see we've got the temple here, we can see with the white temple and the dark temple. And what this is it's your three levels of consciousness are all present within the High Priestess, aren't they? So we've got our subconscious, which is our accumulated learning. So it's everything. Every time we learn a thing, it gets filed into the database, onto the hard drive, and then that informs the software as to how to proceed. So anything that's in your subconscious is basically informing your autopilot as to what's going to happen next, what's going to happen, what you're going to create, what your life is going to be, how you see life, all of that stuff. Then we have your conscious, which is your awareness of what's right in front of you. And then you've got your superconscious. And your superconscious is your intuitive self and your connection to the energetic realm. And that's the bit you're not trusting. Now, you can't do anything about the subconscious thing on a conscious level, because that's kind of dumb, right? It's hard to change it. You can change it, but it's hard to change it. So therefore, what we have to do is we have to somewhat separate ourselves from our subconscious programming to create a clean space so that those messages from our superconscious can be heard. And that takes a bit of bravery. That's where this comes in. Because the thing is, what we really hate, and Jim, you can look at this, because there's going to be something in your subconscious which is getting in the way, which is challenging the validity of your superconscious, right? So it's going to be saying either there's no facts, how do you know? Don't say you might be wrong. I mean, that's a big one. Don't say you might be wrong. And everybody has trouble with that. Everybody. Okay. I'm gonna tell you one of my silly little stories here, because I went to a course at the Psychic College in London, the School of Psychic Studies, and we all went on this 3 or 4 day course with this guy called Gordon Smith, who's a psychic medium, Scottish guy. They call him the Psychic Barber. Lovely guy, really, really good, and just a great guy to be around. Really enjoyed it. And on that course, I met a guy called Brian. And Brian went for it. I think it was it the Gordon course? It was one of the courses at the Psychic Study thing. Anyway, Brian was on one of these courses, psychic development courses. And Brian just went for it, and he had no fear at all. And he would just say stuff. He just went into a story. He would launch into a story and just basically go blah and just say stuff. And sometimes he was absolutely bang on. And sometimes he was totally off with the fairies. But the thing is, he didn't care, you see. He was really brave. And the only way you get there is to be really brave. So, John, you've got to relearn. This is childhood, isn't it? You've got to relearn what you learned, which has gone into your subconscious, which is stopping you. Tuning in properly and allowing messages from the subconscious. That was a lot. Hope that's okay. Gosh. That was a lot of information there. All right. You can cogitate on that, John. See what happens. All right, we've got Audrone here. Audrone, I don't think we've seen you before on this live. It's lovely to meet you. I don't recognize your name, but you're very, very welcome. Oh, I mustn't forget I have some questions from WhatsApp as well. I must remember to do that. Okay, so Audrone also wants an expectation guidance card. Okay, so what would define Audrone's next steps? What is the guidance around Audrone's next steps, right? How can she best move forward into what's coming next? The moon. So this is always an interesting card. Is it Audrone? Am I pronouncing that right? Do let me know if I'm not, and forgive me if I'm not. I'm famous for my terrible pronunciation of almost everything. The moon is a card of fear. It's a card of not being able to see, and it's a card of feeling a bit down. It's not fun. I got to tell you, it isn't fun. However, it's really, really important. So, this next period for you is going to be defined by how prepared you are to literally challenge your fear. Okay? You have to be prepared to experience it and not duck away from it. Now, I know we have this whole thing of like feel the fear and do it anyway. That's easier said than done, because in real life, it's very, very difficult to feel the fear and do it anyway. So what we have to do is we have to feel the fear and identify it. Now, the problem is on this card, as we can see, let me put it up there for you. You can see we have this temple. Do you remember in the last card we had a temple? We had the temple in the background. And then we have these asylum gates here, because we don't know whether our minds are telling us the truth or not. Because fear is a kind of insanity. We can't see beyond it often. We don't know the truth of it. We just know we just can't. We have gravestones here because of things that have been lost in the past. And we have this black dog standing in the way. And the black dog is what is the thing that we think is going to hurt us. So the question is, we need to be prepared to step back and properly unpack why we feel like we do. What are we scared of? What's making us feel down? What's actually going on? And then we have to make our peace with it, or John, and then we have to move forward. And it's the moving forward which is the most important part. You must move forward. But you've got to, and you move forward because you trust the process. Because you trust that you'll be able to figure it out. Even if it feels like you're not going to be able to, you will. Don't let fear stop you, but you must unpack it. You must. Because unpacking it gets you to the temple, and the temple is where all the information is. That's where the guidance is. I hope that's okay. That's your guidance. Very nice. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So why is that, Amanda? Why is that a huge coincidence for you? Do you know Brian as well? Why is that a story a huge coincidence for you? Tell me, do. I want to know. I do want to know. Oh, John, quite right. Don't forget to like the videos, subscribe to the channel. Do what John says. John knows what he's talking about. Make sure you like and subscribe so we can keep the channel going and all is well. Thank you, John. Well, Stephanie, well, I can give you a very quick hint for sure. Can you give us advice about intuition, how we can trust our intuition? Well, I mean, often it does take a little bit of development, but there is a quick way that you can tell the difference. And you need to be quite on it, really, because it's really sneaky, right? Intuition speaks once, speaks clearly, and then goes away. Fear nags, right? So when you have an intuitive flash and you just have a thing, it will be unrelated to any evidence. There will be no evidence of it. Just like, oh, what happened there? A thing. or I just had a desire to say something that was apropos of nothing, that I have no evidence to support. It's just that I kind of just know. And sometimes now, in the movies, right, we get this thing where it's like, oh, I foresee this thing that's just happening, right? It very rarely happens like that. Very, very rarely. These things are small, and they show up like a little flash of, almost like a bright light. And, yeah. Then they shut up. Because what happens is they say a thing and then they just go away. Fear, though, Stephanie, fear never goes away. Fear just nags in your ear and gives you all the reasons why, justifies its position, and tells you if you do that, something bad's going to happen, this will happen, or this will happen. The fear sounds very, very reasonable. It'll sound like it's your best friend in the world. It'll just stop you moving forward. So if fear is nagging, it's fear. If it's a quick, that's the truth. I don't know. I have nothing. I got no proof. I got nothing to stand on with it. It just, this thing came into my head and it just felt right in the moment. That's all. And then it went away again. It's always quick. Always. It's like a one-hit deal. It won't happen twice. So that is a baseline on how you can tell the difference. Okay? It's a place to start, Stephanie. And of course, if you want to study more, you can study with me. Just saying. But in the meantime, have a look at that and see how that sits with you. Yeah? Cool. That's helpful. Fear nags. Intuition speaks once and then goes away. Cool. Psychic I was talking to last night kept saying to me, listen to Brian. I don't know Brian, she kept talking about listen to Brian. It was an off the cuff comment. I wasn't having reading or anything, I was just talking about tarot and intuition. Well, there you are, Amanda. Listen to Brian. Just say stuff. I don't know. I don't think Brian is watching this. Brian told me he doesn't watch it. He doesn't watch my live, so blah to Brian. But anyway, he's right. He's right about that. He's right to just say stuff, right? And we're all in this game, me included. Stuff comes up for me in a reading, and I choose in the moment not to say it. Later on in the reading, it comes back and slaps me in the face, and I go, why didn't I say it? I would have looked so clever. But I didn't say it, did I? So we all get it. It's like a little will-o'-the-wisp that we're following. Just, is that true? Is that just me thinking things? We just have to be brave. All right. What have we got here? What card represents next month regarding me and Guy? Okay, Danny. Let's ask. So what can Danny expect next month regarding her and Guy? Let's see. Well, interestingly enough, we've got Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is very much the minor arcana version of the High Priestess, which we've just been talking about. And what this is, a very simple card. There's nothing complicated in this card at all. So next month is a month for you to basically sit with your feelings and go, what are my feelings telling me? How am I really feeling? So there is a degree of intuition about it, but it's mainly grounded in emotions and am I happy, and what do I really feel, what do I really think, what does my intuition actually tell me? And it's about you processing all of that. And that's what's going to be really important this next month. What do you really feel? Yeah? It's not complicated, but it's very, very important. Because when you do this, you come to the truth of something. And it's only by coming to the truth of it that you'll know what to do after that. Very important, Danny. I hope that helps. It's not a complicated card, but it can be hard to do it. It has to be pure, you know. It has to be pure. It has to be, what is this really? Okay. Okay. What else do we have? Mandy, my dad's name is Brian. Perfect. All right. What's this one? Let's have a look. Hello, Janice Jogo from Portugal. Hello. On Portugal's west coast. How lovely. My husband says his spiritual home is Portugal. If he could move us to Portugal tomorrow, I think he would just do it. All right. So, what is your advice and what should you focus on to purchase a place on Portugal's west coast? Right, Cassia, let's have a look. What should you focus on with regards to purchasing a place on Portugal's west coast? Well, it's the fall, Cassia. So, I mean, it's just a brand new start, isn't it? And it's telling you that if you're going to do this, you cannot plan everything. It's like there are no assurances here. You've got to do it because you want to do it, and you're just going to do it anyway. So this is going to tell you that there is going to be good and there is going to be bad and there is going to be everything, because the fall is the repository of all potentials. I don't know if you can hear that, but that is a cruise liner leaving the harbour. I say, it's quite loud. There we go. So just jump and know that you can figure it out, right? Because you will figure it out. It won't all be perfect. It just won't. You're just gonna have to, if you're gonna do it, you're just gonna have to just jump and take a chance, and then just kind of walk it through, Cassia. Really, again, not complicated, but good. Very good. Excellent. Lovely. Hello, P. Hello, Prabha. Lovely to meet you again. Okay, what have we got? I mustn't forget. So I've been asked to draw a card for Warren. Warren wants a card for the coming week, so I'm going to do that now because I promised I would. Warren. Okay. There we go. I'm very well, Prabhav. How are you? I'm very good. Warren. Okay, so this is a guidance card for Warren for the coming week. Ooh, that's very nice, Warren, isn't it? The page of the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles, again, we're gonna look at this as an opportunity to build something new, and that is to build yourself a whole new valuable experience. So this will have some financial aspect to it as a potential, right? As a potential. And it's an opportunity to grow something new. The Page of Pentacles is, in fact, the archetypal seed, as the Page of Pentacles is the archetypal student. This is the archetypal seed. So it is the seed of all things. It is the seed of a whole brand new experience, a one that can grow. It's not fast, but what it's telling you is, Warren, that in order to bring this seed to fruition, you're going to have to really dig down and nurture it, right? We're in earth territory here because we're in Pentacles. So you're going to have to really do the spade work, and you're going to have to really nurture it, and really, because this is not fast. This is slow. This is done in real time. But it's good. It's very good. It's very positive. It's only a week. So basically what this is saying to you is take seriously your new potentials. Take seriously new potentials, especially if they're in the form of new work or new business or a new life experience, something that is just going to add value to your life, add richness to your life. Very good. And nurture it. Make sure you nurture it. Make sure you take care of it, because it won't happen otherwise, and it won't happen quickly anyway. So what you do is really important. Good. Okay, so what have we got here? Please may I know, this is Prabha, please may I know if I should consider apologizing to Mark. Okay. Guidance for Prabha about apologizing to Mark. Guidance. Okay. Interesting. So this is the Nine of Pentacles. And it's interesting because tarot always gives us a question in every card. And the question in this instance is, why are you so scared? And what are you so scared of? So are you wanting to apologize to Mark because you are afraid of something? Because on some level, that not apologizing kicks up anxiety in you. And I wonder if that might be the case. So in answer to your question, I'm going to bat it back at you. And I'm going to say, if you weren't afraid, if you were completely confident, right, in your position, and you weren't afraid, and you weren't second guessing yourself, and you weren't waking up in the middle of the night thinking, well, what did I do? And what will happen? And if you weren't, would you apologize? Do you genuinely think you should apologize for the right reason, not from fear? And tarot wants you to do that and wants you to think about it for the right reasons, right? So there's your reading. Only apologize if you genuinely think you have something to apologize for. Don't apologize if fear is influencing your decision to apologize. Right? I think that should be clear enough. Hope that helps. Interesting answer. Very nice. We like that. Now I have a message from Monica, who I've been reading for some time. Now Monica sent me an interesting, it's an absolutely huge cruise ship gliding by the wind. It's a bit like when you're sitting in your house, and all of a sudden a whale kind of just randomly glides by the window, and you go, oh look, there's a whale. Oh, that's interesting. It's massive, and it's just like it's the most normal thing in the world, and I guess it is. It just is a bit surreal sitting here watching it glide past. Okay. Now, yes. So Monica, I'm just going to type this in. So Monica has lost some money, and it was 2 lots of money, and the money was in 2 lots of envelopes, and she's lost them separately. And she wants to know, well, first of all, she wants to know where they are, and also she wants to know how to find them, which is something you can't do with one card, because that's just too it's too fractured. The question is just too dissected. So what we need to know is what does Monica need to know about finding the money she's lost? Let's do it like that, Monica. What does Monica need to know about finding the money she lost? Okay. Great. Good. Prabha, I'm glad that makes sense. And I thought as much. I thought fear would be in the mix there. All right. So, Monica, this is for you. What does Monica need to know about finding the money she lost? Okay. The Lovers. Ooh, here's a challenging little one. What does Monica need to know about finding the money she lost? And the answer is The Lovers. So this is all about you making, Monica, this is all about the choices you've made emotionally. And it's like there will be a point at which you chose a thing, and you chose it, and it's almost like I could have done this, but I did this. And if you can backtrack on that, then maybe you stand a chance of finding the money. You've got to think back to the point where it was almost like a little fork in the road. I made a choice as to what to do. I made a choice. It was an emotional choice. It was a choice because I love this. I want to do this. The Lovers is a choice of commitment. I'm going to commit to this because this makes me feel good. I love this. So you made a choice in the moment. Now, we're not going to treat this card as the big Lovers card, as in how it would be in a major reading. We're going to down-res it as the answer to the question, right? So it's going, but it's still talking about Monica making some kind of choice. She committed to a course of action. And in committing and in choosing that will lead her, I think, to finding the money. Right? And I just think it's got to do with where I know that she's come from America and she's come to Paris. I know that, and she's arrived and she said she was jet lagged. There's something here about how she's living and what the choices were, about what felt good and what she did on that route. And I think if she does, because she can do that, she'll find the money. I hope so, Monica. I hope that helps. I hope it's not complete gobbledygook. But see, backtrack. Think about pivots. Think about where you had a fork in the road. Think about where, okay, I could have done this, but I chose this. And I chose it because I love that, right? It's that energy. And it may only be small, you see. We don't want to make the Lover's card into this big thing. It isn't in this reading. It could be small. But it's an emotional choice. It's not the Two of Wands, it's the Lovers. So it's where I made an emotional choice. I made a choice because I love this thing. And I choose this. Something about that. I think you'll find the money if you do that. What? Cool. That's a little challenging one, isn't it? What do we think, Hive Mind, on the chat? Has anyone got anything you'd like to say to Monica about that? What does everybody think? Oh, hold on, I've got a message from Monica here. Chime in, do chime in. Hold on. She said, I didn't connect with a word you said. Okay, well, that's all I've got for you, Monica. I have, but let's just wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens. Maybe it will make sense if you if you sit with it, right? I know you lost. Sorry, I'm talking to Monica here. I know you lost. I don't know. I don't have the answer, Monica. I can only give you the card. What do we think? Has anyone got any ideas? I think they're stumped, Monica. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think you might find them, though. We'll see. Let's have a look. Right. Who else have I got? I have got Carol. That was a tricky one. I have Carol. Let's have a look at Carol. Different spelling of Carol. There we go. Is that right? Yes. Carol. And Carol wants to know, am I going to be with Richard? Oops. Oh. Right. Let's put this up. It's very difficult. Before I take this card for Carol, I just want to talk about finding things with tarot, because it is a thing, and we can do it. But gosh, it's a tricky challenge. It really is. And I have tried it a few times. So I lost a thing. What did I lose? I also lost an envelope. This was many years ago now, many years ago. I lost an envelope, and I was searching the flat that I was living in at the time. I couldn't think where it was, and I thought, okay, I know what I'll do. I was only a beginning tarot reader at the time, so was not a professional. And I thought, well, it's an experiment. Try and find this thing. And so I thought, okay, well, what is it in the flat? Well, I knew it was in the flat, but is it in the flat? And so what I got was I got the Hierophant. So the Hierophant was like, well, okay, this is the formalization. This is where it's, things are as they should be. So I thought, okay, things are as they should be. So it's very, definite. It's so I'm going to assume it is in the flat. It's not random. It's not in a mad place. It's where it should be. I don't know where it should be. It's not where it should be. Where is it? It's in the flat. So I said, okay. So what room is it in? And it gave me the King of Pentacles. Now at that point, my second bedroom was it had bunk beds in it for my two kids, and it also had a whole load of shelves which had craft stuff on it because I was building my art business, and it had my desk, my computer, and my little home office all in the same room. So the King of Pentacles has got to be the second bedroom, right? It's got to be King of Resources, where you do business. That's the center of that's got to be. Okay, definitely in the second bedroom. So I thought, okay, where? So I looked on all the shelves. I couldn't find this damn thing anywhere, which is ridiculous. So I thought, well, it can't be in the kids' beds. And I only had a little desk, and I turned everything upside down. The only place it could be is on these shelves, but where? I looked. So I said, okay, I have searched on the shelves. I cannot see it. And I drew a card and I got the Hanged Man. Now here's where it gets tricky, because what would the Hanged Man tell you? The Hanged Man would tell you, well, be patient. Let it go. Let it be. Now here's where your intuition kicks in. If you're doing this work, here's where your intuition kicks in, because I saw the Hanged Man, and my immediate thought that popped into my head was upside down. Upside down. Turn it upside down. Turn what upside down? Turn it upside down. Okay. So I went back to the shelves, and I systematically went through all the shelves, turning everything upside down. And the bloody envelope fell out of one of them. I swear to God, this is a true story. There it was. I turned it upside down, and the envelope fell out. Found it with tarot. So interesting, isn't it? That when you just have to allow that little voice to be heard. And we did it again. We found another thing with tarot. My eldest son, who is a very good tarot reader in his own right, he's now 35, was going through a very difficult period with our youngest. He was 14, the youngest was, or whatever. Anyway, he was being a bit of an arse. And he took his younger brother's phone and hid it. And this caused all manner of upset. We didn't know for sure he'd done it, but the younger one was going, "You take my phone." No, I haven't. Classic thing. Anyway, my eldest dug himself into a hole and couldn't quite bring himself to admit that he had taken it. And I asked, okay, let's try and find your phone with tarot. So once again, I asked, what room? And I needed a slap for this one because it was really obvious. And I'm going to ask you all, when I asked what room is the phone in, right? The card that came back was the Hermit. Come on, in the chat. Come on, tarot readers, give it to me. What room was the phone in? Come on, you can do it. What room is the phone in? Let's have a think. Come on. I didn't get it. The Hermit. Yep, you're on the right track. You're on the right track, brother. The attic, you're nearly there. The Hermit, Amanda. The Hermit. Maren! Yes, Maren. Thank you. It was in the bathroom, and it was on top of the bathroom cabinet. So yes, up high, Renee. Yes, up high. Yes, somewhere where you go to be alone. Yes. It was in the bathroom on top of the damn cabinet, and we only found it 18 months later when we moved out. What's this doing here? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Bathroom. The Hermit was talking about the bathroom. It was completely literal. Yeah, there you go, P. Love this, Rose. You had this in your head, but you didn't say it. You have to say it. You have to be brave enough to say it. But well done, Marinee. Well done. Marin, not Marinee. I'm sort of merging you with Carinee. Weirdly. Very good. Very, very good work. You get an A star from your teacher. Good job. We like that. Yeah, isn't that cool? That's very, very cool. See. Okay, so Amanda. Brian didn't help me here. The thing is not that you get it right or wrong. Brian didn't get it right all the time. Brian told us some amazing stories, all of which were completely concocted in the world of fantasy and have no basis in any kind of truth at all. But nevertheless, he had the bravery to say it. So no, you see, you got to say it. That's the point, right? It's not about whether you get it right or wrong. It's about the fact you got to say it. And that's where Brian's going to help you. It's in your head. You got to say it, right? Cool. Yes. Well done, Maren. Loving you for that. Okay. All right. Right. What was I doing? Oh, my God. Sorry. So Cassia, the thing is with the Hermit, could be the Cellar. It's not, that wasn't a bad thought because the Hermit is sort of alone and is going inside and going somewhere cold. And so it's not, but we do normally think about the Hermit with regards to a mountain of some sort, or there is always an elevated position with it. But you know what? It's good. It's good idea. Wasn't wrong at all. Well done, everybody. That's really fun, wasn't it? We like that. That's good. All right. Oh gosh. Where was okay. Okay, so I've got Carol. Stressed and blessed, Mama. I'll do a card for you as well. So let me just do Carol. Okay, so Carol wants to know, is she going to be with Richard? Okay. Carol. Is she going to be with Richard? So again, we don't really want yes, no, do we? Let's just say, yeah, because I'm just, my mind was not operating properly there. Okay, so this is for Carol, and Carol wants to know if she's going to be with Richard. We want guidance around the future with Richard. That's what we want. We want guidance around the future for Carol with Richard. All right, let's have a look. Queen of Pentacles. Well, it's not a no, Carol, is it? It's a sort of, I think it's a sort of yes, but honestly, this is a very sort of down to earth compromise solution, isn't it? The Queen of Pentacles is very nice. She's I mean, it's fine, probably in some capacity. But the compromise aspect of this says that you are going to have to maybe, just as we can see little baby at the table, put your emotions just to one side while you just deal with the practicalities of the situation. And that's okay. It's not arduous. It's not miserable. I'm not convinced it's everything. I'm not convinced it's everything you want. So you're going to have to decide whether the compromise is worth it. Okay? Because the Queen of Pentacles is very down to earth and very pragmatic in a nice way. She's not the Queen of Swords. Pragmatic in a nice way. So I would say yes to a degree. In some capacity. I don't know, Carol, whether or not it's going to be the entire relationship that you actually want. Right? This would be my reading for you. Okay. And we have yes, I do. Stressed and blessed mama. So I do them here. I don't do them anywhere else, darling. So if you want a free one card reading, that's what we do here. So I'll take a guidance card for you. So let's ask. So what is your guidance for your next period? Stressed and blessed. Oh, well, that's good. Well, look at that. That's where we started, isn't it? That's the first card we have today. So this is the Star. And actually, I think things are going to be looking more positive. So the Star tells you you're moving in the right direction and things feel a good deal less stressed. I know you're stressed, but also blessed. But I think things will be moving more in the direction of blessed than stressed. Okay, so we have a period where we feel more hopeful, we feel more relaxed, we feel that we were able to come back to ourselves in some way, and things feel like they're moving in the right direction. So that's really nice. That's actually a very nice card. It's a very gentle card, and it just sets you up. It's not the end of the road. It's not a destination. It's not telling you that this is it. You're heading towards some enormous utopia. It's not telling you that. But what it is telling you is that you're going to feel better. And that feeling better is going to give you that little bit of extra strength, that little bit of extra optimism, where you just feel more grounded and you just feel more capable and you just feel more in it in a good way, right? And that's going to set you up for the next bit because, you know, life is a bit of a roller coaster. So your next period looks loads better. So that's good. We like that. Excellent. Okay, what else do we have here? Mandy, I wish I could tell you that the flash of light by Janice 4 minutes ago, if indeed there was one, but I think there probably was, sweetie, was a passing cruise ship. I want it to be angelic and supernatural, very, very much. But I'm almost certain that what you were seeing going past the window, which is now was a light from a passing ship. As I said earlier, we're right by the water, and these enormous ships just glide by the window like it's the most normal thing in the world, and they're like floating islands, like floating hotels with just hundreds and hundreds of windows. And of course it's dark outside now, so it's all lit up like a Christmas tree. So I think that's what you were seeing. I think we just got a little bit of reflected light from a cruise ship. Or it could just be that I'm super psychic and what you were seeing was the flash of my intuition, so bright that it is. I wish. Okay, hello, Nathalie, how are you? Okay, any chance of a card for a possible move? All right then. Let's have a look. Okay, so Natalie wants to move. What should she prepare for? King of Swords, so decisions being made, and this is very evidential. So decisions made on evidence. I think probably if I had to come down on a yes or no, I'd probably come down on a probably not. Just because we know you want it. There isn't a lot of jubilation in the card. The energy is not particularly yay. And what it's telling you is that the evidence, the decision will be made on cold, hard evidence, not on an emotional position. So what we've got is, I think we've got a judgment being made, which is probably at the moment, darling, but not now, at least. All right? That's how I feel about that. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to do one more. If anyone in the chat wants one more question, that's fine. I have another one on my list here. Actually, I have another house buying one. Let's do that. Let's do a house buying. Let's do a house buying run here. So this is from Mary. Okay, so this is Mary. Mary wants to know, should I buy the house I saw yesterday? Okay. So Mary, I don't know if you're watching this live, if you've managed to make it. Right, we're gonna take guidance from Mary around buying the house she saw yesterday. Oh, it says, do you love it? Go with your emotional position. Did you just feel you loved it? If you did, yes. If you didn't, no. Because that's got to be, this is the emotional decision. This is. Do you think you have the potential of being happy there? Will you fall in love with the house? So, Mary, if the answer is yes, do you know what? I just love it. Just love it. Go for it. The answer will be yes. If you're not sure, because you don't know if you really do love it, maybe it's more practical, the answer is no. So there we are. Janice, can you tell us something about seeing a flash of light in general before you left? Before I left, well, before the internet went off. That might just have been a tech glitch, Stephanie. I will draw a card for you. I wasn't aware of a flash of light before the internet went off, but it could just have been a bit of an electrical thing. Whoops. Let's take a card. Let's ask. Okay. So what do we need to know about the flash of light that Stephanie is asking about? Well, it's the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is, again, it's the King of Resources. And I have a feeling we're just talking about our Wi-Fi network, and it could be that what happened was because we have a backup internet network, it could be that I swapped from one internet to the next or whatever, but this is all about being in charge of. It's very down to earth. I don't see this as a particularly spiritual or supernatural card myself. I think that is a card that's quite a practical card, and that's all about the resources that we have here, maybe. Yeah, but still, I didn't see it. I mean, what did it look like? Was it? Did anybody else see it? So, Stephanie, you saw it. So, Mandy, you saw a flash of light 4 minutes ago, which was not when the internet went off. So, I think that was definitely a cruise ship. So, I don't know about the other one. I don't know what happened there. Did anybody else see a flash of light before my internet went down? I don't know what that was about. I have a feeling it might just be an electrical thing that happened, quite possibly. Good. Oh well, that's okay. So next week, I'm really hoping that I will have a guest, and I'm really hoping that guest will be in between Janine from ex-Tabby Chairs. So I know we have quite a few people here from Tabby, and you will know that Janine has stepped down as chair, and I thought it would be really nice to invite her on to co-chair with me here, and do some readings for you guys. Would that not be great? That would be, yeah. I think that would be lovely. Not about your videos, I mean in general. I don't know, Stephanie. I'm not sure. what that was. I don't know what that light was, sweetie. It's very odd, isn't it? It's a very odd thing. But keep an eye out, and if you ever see it happening again, Stephanie, then whack a comment in the chat and said, "There it was." So I had an ex-student, now a friend of mine, Jessica, who now lives in Spain. I was on a call with her, and she said, "You do realise that there's loads of orbs all flying around you?" And I'm going, "What?" And we're on Zoom, and I could see myself as I can't see anything. She said, "There's loads of orbs all flying around you, like lots of little, like they're over you, they're around you." I was going, "No, what? No, there's nothing." So maybe some people see some things and other people don't see them. Maybe they appear to people who were supposed to see them. I don't know. I didn't see them. I didn't see the orbs. Has anyone seen an orb? I've never seen an orb. I'd like to. I'd like to see one. I've never seen one. They stay invisible to me. Anyway, all right. So, hold on one second. Here we go. Okay. All right. So lovely. So let's all tune in next week and make sure that we all show up for Janine. I hope she will come. She said that she'd really like to, which is really lovely. And we will tag team backwards and forwards and share the reading. You're resisting some awful puns right now. Go on, John. Go on. Give us your puns. Come on. I love an awful pun. I'm a sucker for an awful pun. Come on, John. Give me one. Give me one pun. We're waiting. I'm not ending the live until John gives us a pun to end on. Okay? I could be here till 3 o'clock in the morning. John, come on. You can't tempt me with the threat of a pun and then not deliver. Is it a pun about in between Janine? Is that what we're punning on? Oh dear. I noticed the ball was getting larger and I wondered why and it hit me. Very good. Very good. That could be what's happening with the cruise ships, couldn't it? Gosh, look, they look like they're getting bigger and bigger. Very good, John. Thank you for that. Thank you. We appreciate that. Very funny. All right, guys, enjoy, and we will see you next week. Hope you've enjoyed. Anyone who is new to the channel, please do like and subscribe, and spread the word, and I will see you soon. Great. Okay, we're in it now, guys. Pun isn't matured until it's fully grown. Okay, that's a good one, John. I like that. I'm going to tell Jeff when he gets back from his beer. He'll like that too. All right, guys. Night.